Hare Krishna Mataji.
You should not do this advice.
Hare Krishna. Just give me 2 minutes. I see many of you have joined already.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Give me 2 minutes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Okay, I will share my screen. Who all have joined? Eka is here. Abhinav, Devi, and Abhikya. Moksh is here. Super Sanskrit is here. Amazing Advait is here. Very good. Okay, we can start with our prayers. I will just share my screen in the meantime. Can you all unmute? Today no one is unmuting. Everyone is on mute. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I cannot hear anything.
Chakshuram alitam yena tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvasesha Shunyavadi Bhastyanti Chatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Yeah, I'm usually clear.
Hare Krishna, can you say something? I want to know if I can hear you or not. Can someone please unmute?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Now I'm able to hear. I could not hear anybody before at all. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay, you all recited the prayers, right? Let me share this.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Okay, let's practice our verse, which we are trying to memorize. It's Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.17. Did you start all this? All of you, did you start this yesterday? From yesterday, right? But you all had already heard this verse before. Anybody had heard? Yeah, we know you had heard, right? Yeah, because it's a very beautiful verse, and many teachers they recite this verse in the classes and everything, and it's very easy also to memorize, I think. So, is there anyone new today who could not recite this verse yesterday? So, what I will do, if there is such anyone like that, I can first recite, and then you all can repeat, and then we will go one by one or in groups. Okay? Please repeat. शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण
शृण्वता स्वकथा कृष्णा
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्ण
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः
पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना
हृदयन्तस्थो यभद्राणि
हृदयस्थो
हृदयन्तस्थो यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्
विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्
विधुनोति सुहृत्सताम्.
विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्.
Everyone got this? Anyone wants to recite? You all can raise your hands. Okay, Sanskrit Abhigya, can you recite? Unmute yourself.
Srimataं Swakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana Hridyantosto Hiya Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhritsatam.
Okay, very nice. Advait and Sudevi, can you recite?
Okay, Mataji. Shunmatam Swakata
Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana Hridyantosto Hiya Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhritsatam.
Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Abhinav and Isha, do you want to recite? And Moksha? You three can try. Okay, go ahead, Abhinav.
शृण्वतां स्वकथा कृष्णा पुण्या श्रवणकीर्तना हृदन्तस्तो ह्यभद्राणि विदुनोति सुहृत्सताम्.
Very good. Did you recite it, Isha? And Moksh?
Not yet, Mataji.
Do you all want to recite?
Yes, Mataji.
Moksh, you can also unmute yourself.
Sam Sataka Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana
Hridayantah so
Hidrayanta
Yabhadrani
Vidyoti Sutta
Vidhunoti
Vidyoti Sutret
Suhritsatam
Vidinoti
Suhritsatam.
Suritsatam.
Very good. Okay, Moksh, can you read the translation? Okay, maybe he's not near.
Mataji, can Advait read the translation?
Okay, go ahead, Advait.
Sri Krishna, this personality of God, who is the Paramatma Super Soul in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Thank you, Mataji.
See how Krishna is helping us as a Paramatma. He cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart. So whatever material desires we have, he cleanses of the devotees. Who devotees? What kind of devotees? Who has developed the urge to hear his messages, who are very much eager to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Okay, so this is a very beautiful verse. I'm sure many of you already must have memorized it, and we will practice this week. Okay. Who are all getting benefited by memorizing these verses like this? Do you all remember the previous verses also? Whatever we recited before. Do you all remember? I'm sure, but when you see that verse, you'll immediately remember, right? If you hear such verse in the class or something, it will immediately remind you that I heard this, I have practiced this in my class.
It's easy when you hear like at least the first word of the sloka, then the rest just comes into your head.
Yes, very nice. And then it also helps you to remember or recall the translation, right? Does it help you? Yeah, it does help. Okay, so we completed our chapter 17 last week. And from yesterday, I think you all started with chapter 18, right? Yeah? So can you all share any points from the previous chapter? Let's revise a little bit before we move ahead. Who wants to? Advait, do you want to share?
Mataji, I wasn't here when you guys went over. I went to India.
Oh, okay. When
Advait, that
did you
was
not join
yesterday.
last week?
Oh, yesterday, no, because you said other chapter, right? So I thought you meant before.
Oh wait,
last
no,
week.
not yesterday. Never mind.
Were you
Sorry,
not here
previous
last
week.
week also? Advait?
It was the Hiranyakashipu thing, right, Mataji?
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
That's what she's
yes,
asking.
yes. I think you were
Oh.
there.
Yesterday, I remember Mataji was saying in the sloka that Hiranyakashipu was very proud and arrogant, and that like we went over two important things. That was about pride and being arrogant, and also other thing was that Hiranyakashipu called Vamanadev
Varuna.
aquatic, amphibious beast.
Yes. See how dare he, right? Anybody else? Abhinav, do you want to share?
Yeah, so are you talking about last class?
Last class or anything from previous chapter?
From before, what happened is that Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu came out of the womb of Diti after 1,000 years. Lots of bad omens came. They became so big. Hiranyaksha swam in the water for many years and came to the city of Varuna, and there he challenged Varuna. But Varuna said, the only person who can satisfy you is the Lord. Only he can satisfy your desire to fight. But Varuna also said that he will kill you. That Hiranyaksha didn't listen.
Okay. Very nice. So,
I have a question.
You shared almost all the points. Anybody said anything?
I have a question, Mataji Advait.
Yes, that's right.
I'm not saying that Abhinav's wrong or anything, but I'm just confused because I remember that Mataji said 100 years, but then Abhinav said 1,000 years. I just want to know which one's correct.
Oh, did I say 1,000? Oh, I'm sorry, I meant 100.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay. Abhikya, did you want to share anything?
Yeah, it was just like all the devas were scared and they were all running away because of how he was filled with pride and he thought that like he could be the boss of everyone, Hiranyaksha, and then no one would fight with him, and then he went inside the ocean and he roared And then he found like the place of Varuna, and he was like, "Hey Varuna, do you want to fight?" And he was like, "No," because he knows how strong he is, and if he fights him, he would definitely die. So he just told, "Go to the Supreme Lord, and he can satisfy your want to fight." But like, because he was so happy by hearing that, Hiranyaksha didn't hear the second part, that Varuna said that he will be the one to vanquish your pride.
Very nice. Okay, anybody else? Okay, so we will move ahead. So this is just, I have mentioned about the summary of chapter. So we can summarize each chapter in our own words whenever we finish chapter. So we know what's happening in which canto and which chapter. So even though we know the title, we will know, oh, okay, this happened in this chapter. Right? So it
Mataji,
stays in our mind. Yes, Advait?
In the picture, who's who?
Who's also who has a club? Hiranyaksha has club. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what happened, right? Last chapter, Diti gave birth, and then there were natural disturbances, and they had received, both of them had received wounds, so they were not afraid of death. And Hiranyaksha was always in fighting spirit because he wanted to satisfy his older brother. He was always supporting him, and he also had bad temper. It was very difficult for him to control his anger. So we read all that, how strong they were, and their body was like steel-like. And then once Hiranyaksha, he dived into the deep ocean, and then all the aquatics, they ran away with fear. And when demons know, when they know that something like this happening, they keep doing it more and more and more. They enjoy it when others are afraid of them, right? Then he reached Vibhavari, that is city of capital of Varuna. Who is Varuna? God of water. Yeah. And then he challenged him. So he was so proud. You can see, right? How then with that pride, he challenged him. Then Varuna, he said that he guided him to fight with Lord Varaha, like you all mentioned. That he says that he's the only one who will satisfy your fighting spirit. So he went there, and like you said, that he did not hear what he was saying further. And then he found out about the whereabouts of the Lord, and he followed the depths of the ocean, where he saw who? Lord Varaha. He was lifting the earth, right? And then he laughed at him. He was mocking, right? And we saw, you must have seen that yesterday, how the way he was talking to the Lord, it was not at all in a respectful manner, right? So this is our today's verse. It's verse 3. Who wants to read the translation? Janvi, do you want to read? Like Janvi joined recently.
What is the translation of verse?
Translation.
The demon addressed the Lord, "O best of demigods, dressed in the form of a boar, just hear me. This earth is entrusted to us, the inhabitants of the lower regions, and you cannot take it from my presence and not be hurt by her.
So what Hiranyaksha is saying to the Lord, first he's addressing him as, "O best of the demigod, dressed in the form of a boar, just hear me. Hey, listen to me," he's saying. This earth is entrusted to us. So he's indirectly saying, this is my earth. It is entrusted to us, the inhabitants of the lower region. And you cannot take it, especially when I'm here in my presence, and not be hurt by me. So he's indirectly, what he's saying, not be hurt by me means what? I'm going to hurt you, right? So Hiranyaksha say to the Lord that this is the earth entrusted to us. What kind of a quality it shows? What is it displaying here? He's calling that it is my earth. What is that? specific name. When we say this is
Machi,
mine,
greedy?
that is mine. Huh?
Greedy.
Greedy, yes. And
Materialistic?
okay. We have heard this in classes. Many times we have heard this, right? When we say this is my home, this is mine, this is mine. What is it?
Mine.
So it's false ego, right?
Ego? Oh yeah, ego.
Yes, false ego. Like when we say my home, my family, this is my country. Oh, I got a car. This is my car. This is all my money. Many things, right?
Mataji, in my head I was thinking Apple,
Apple?
the brand. Because iPhone,
Oh.
iPad.
Yeah, the phone, iPad. Yeah, when we get an iPad, it's my iPad, right?
Yeah, because it is
Oh.
I, right? And also, Machi, when you were saying like what you learned, can I say one more thing that I remembered?
Yes.
I remember Machi was saying this yesterday. I didn't learn until yesterday, and that was that there was actually two varahas that came out. It was one that came out of the nostril of Brahmadev, but then the other one, I don't remember the one that came out, but that one was white. I think I remember. The
I
other one,
think it was Swayam. Wait, something like it starts with an S.
What is that?
Swayam,
Something like Swayam
I mean,
Varaha or something like
yeah,
that.
Varaha, something like that. And then the second one was Rakta Varaha, and that was the one that fought.
Right.
Yeah.
Shvetavaraha and Raktavaraha, yeah. White and red. Yes, and the red one is the here, see here.
Yeah, the Rakta
The
Varaha.
one, yes. Yeah, that you learned yesterday?
Yeah, I actually didn't know that until yesterday.
Oh, okay. Right. So this is what Hiranyaksha is showcasing here, that how he has so much false ego. He was saying that this is our earth and you cannot take it from us. And we also do that, right? In our materialistic life. This is mine, this is mine. This is my family. I'm taking care of my family. Whatever good is going on in family is because of me. I'm the responsible for everything. So I'm successful. All these thoughts, things we get in this material world, right? Because this is what we think. This is the purpose of the human life, right? And that's why you see, everyone is just trying to study more and more and more, learn more, and just learn and earn. That's all we know in materialistic life. Right? We don't know, people don't know any other purpose of life, why we have human form of life, why other some of the souls are in the other spaces. We don't know anything. So this is what happens when we don't have the absolute knowledge, right? We get this false ego more and more and more. And when we think about all this, how much do you think such people think about the Lord? How much percent they think? Probably even zero, right?
Machi, very low.
Very low, very low. That the way or the amount they think of the Lord is very low. And so when they don't think of the Lord, what are all the qualities that are missing in them? What are all the things that they don't think of?
Krishna.
So when they think that I have done everything, what are all the qualities they don't have? They don't feel grateful about what they have, right? No gratitude. I can mention it here, no gratitude. What else you think is missing in them?
Desire.
Which helps you to get to the more of goodness.
Machi, they have a lot
Desireless.
of pride.
Abhinav, yeah.
Desireless.
Humility.
What, somebody said something?
Desirelessness.
Okay.
Humility.
Humility, very nice. Anybody else?
Machi, they're very proud.
Yes, they are very proud, very proud. When you're proud, also what happens, even though we do a small thing, what do you expect from others? That they will appreciate me, they will praise me, right?
Oh, Machi,
And they always want to, huh?
There they're probably a lot really envious, because if you have a lot of things and then you find that someone else has more than you, then you're going to be jealous and you're going to have
Yes,
envy.
that also happens. The more we try to get, the more we have desire to get even more and more. There is no limit actually to these materialistic things, right? If we get a car, one particular car, there is always some car which is even better than that in
Better.
the market, right? Even though we get a house, there is always a bigger house than our house. There is no limit. So we always, so getting envy is also one quality that they grow. And when we we have so much proud, we always expect that appreciation and praise from others, and we don't get it. What happens? We also get angry. That how that I'm not appreciated or I'm not given any acknowledgement for the effort. Yes, Janvi.
It's the question, what are the qualities that are meant to accept people? They're not Krishna conscious.
Yes. No time, right? They don't have time to learn about Krishna also.
Yeah.
So that's why they are not Krishna conscious. Very good.
Mataji, they're also not humble.
Yes, not humble.
Mataji, can I tell you two things?
Yeah.
One, it was because it was like earlier you were saying that the family, you say it's my family. If anything good happens to my family, it's because of me. But it's funny because if anything bad happens to the family, then they're gonna say that it's not my fault.
That's right. And that time we don't want to take the blame, right?
Yeah. And the second thing is that you were saying about the car thing, and then in YouTube I watched one video. It was like a 5-second video, I think. They were saying that kids always brag about how expensive their stuff is, but then parents, for some reason, they always brag about how cheap they got something for. You understand? Because when you're kids, you're saying that it's so expensive, so it's so good. But then when you're adult, if it's cheap, the cheaper, it's like the better.
Yeah, I got it for less price, even though it's good quality, something like that, right?
Yeah, but then if you brag about that when you're a kid, you're just gonna feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Yeah, I'll keep doing all these things. So many things, qualities are missing because of this false ego. But we know, right? Whatever we have is not ours, but we know the truth.
Krishna's.
Nothing is ours in this world. Let's fill in the gap. What all words you get in mind? Let's see. Whatever we have got is Lord's
Things.
Okay. What else? See, whatever we have got is Lord's
Mercy.
Very good.
Love.
Blessing. What else?
Property.
Yes, property is Krishna's property. Whenever I read this proper, Krishna says, "This is my property." I remember the story of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami. Have you heard that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, "This is my property." So when Sanatana Goswami he had got
Mataji,
he was thinking that I will give up this body now. I'll go in front of the Rath. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knows he's the Paramatma, right? So he chastises him that your body is my property. So you cannot do anything to that. Otherwise, were you saying something?
Belonging.
Belongings, okay. See, so many words we can get in mind. And what is the next one? Not even a blade of
Grass.
Smooth without the sanction of the Lord.
Grass.
Not the
Body.
Very good. What else?
Boss.
Huh?
They're not like the owners.
Owners. Very good.
We are not the self.
Okay. We are not the doers. We are not the
Creator. We're not the creator.
Creators. Okay.
Mataji, we are not the super soul.
Okay. Very good.
we are not the supreme.
Supreme. Yeah, we are not the enjoyers.
Mataji,
Is that
technically, can't
Krishna?
you put anything in that like that you're not?
Huh?
Can't you put like anything in there?
You are
Yeah,
not
just
the table.
whatever word comes to your mind. See,
You are
now
not the.
I had only 2 or 3 words in my mind when I gave this. I thought, okay, let's have this exercise of filling in the gap. And now you came up with so many words. See,
You are not the
Mataji,
table.
more clarity, right?
Abhinav,
not the-
I was thinking the exact same thing when you said that.
What is that?
You are not the table.
We are not the
Table.
We are not the table.
table. Okay, don't mention all the things now. Object. Okay, so this is like one example, you know.
We are
and-
not the boss.
Yes, correct. So it's like how we know about the example, right? We must have heard this. How a child and his father. Child, he's staying with his father, but after some days he says that father is providing everything to the child actually, but child just is so much attracted to others outside world. He says, I want to go now. I want to stay away from you. And then father says, no, it's just stay. But because father knows the good of the child, but then he still does not listen and he just leaves the home. So what happens to him when he leaves the home? Is he able to sustain properly the way he was staying with his father?
No, Mataji.
No. So this is what has happened to us also. Because we have left
You
that
won't get the
home,
love from
now
the
we
father.
are just going around this world in all the spaces of life. Right?
Mataji,
Because of all that we have, because we have come here, we have all these false ego and all other qualities, bad qualities. What are they? You are saying something?
if you leave your father, like you the example, you might be more materially successful, but you won't have the fatherly love.
Yes, very nice. You all should start giving class one day. You all know so many points. So, and one other point is, Haranyaksha could see the Lord face to face, right? He was able to see. But what was his mood? Was he worshipping him? Did he have love for the Lord?
No, Mataji.
No, because he was not ready to accept Lord Varaha as the supreme or Lord due to his pride and ego. This is what happens
Mataji.
when a person has pride. It makes him blind. He cannot think of anything else. He thinks that I'm the only one who is more powerful here. I'm the only one who is supreme here. So he cannot even recognize the Lord, even though he can see or feel that he is the more powerful or he is the supreme. Yes, Advait, you were saying something?
Also, he didn't even say that the Lord was the supreme. He said that he was the highest of demigods.
Yeah, he also addressed him like that, right? Yeah, so he had become completely blind because of his pride. So this reminded me of one story. You must have read this, heard about this. I had mentioned this long back to the kids in here.
Mataji, are you gonna read this story?
No, I'm just gonna narrate it. But I had read this long back while I was sharing it with the kids here in local Baltimore. How a proud Pandit, he's sitting in a boat and there are some 3 other people, and he's very proud of himself because he had studied a lot of Upanishads and everything. So he's sitting there and they're just going from one side to the other side of the river, and he's asking them, he says, okay, let me just talk to them now. I want to just pass my time. So he's asking, where have you come from? Which village you're from? And what do you do? So they say that we are the simple farmers from this village. And then he asked, have you studied this Upanishad and this particular Shastra and all? He's asking. He said, no, we have not heard that. They are very simple people. And then he's making fun of them that your half of the life is gone and you still have not heard about all this. You have not read it. He again asked them about many other things, and then they naturally did not know that. After some time, what happens? There is a big storm in the river wherever they're going, and then the boat is shaking very badly, and it shakes so much that they all fall in the water. And they all 3 of them, they know swimming, but this Pandit doesn't know, and he's drowning in the water. And this person asked, do you know swimming? He says, no, I don't know. He says, now your whole life is gone. So you see how proud he was just a moment ago. And now what happened to him, right? So if he had made them good friends, probably they would, obviously, if they are good, they will naturally still save him. But why, how he had pride and what happened to him after some time, right? So this is what happens when we have so much pride. So you don't have humility and so many other qualities, they go away when there is so much pride. And there are many other examples, like whom they could see Lord face to face, but they were not accepting that he's the Lord or he's the Supreme. Who are all these examples? Anyone wants to share?
Duryodhan.
Yes, Duryodhan,
Mataji,
Shishupal,
Ravana and Ram.
Ravan, yes.
Krishna
Who's
and Kamsa.
Kamsa.
Ravana looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mataji, why is he so much bigger than Ram?
That's what
Where's
the
his
picture I
other
got.
head?
He can expand himself and meet.
Yeah.
That's the picture I got, I think. But you all could recognize it, right? So
Mataji,
was
Mataji, is the other photo at the bottom next to Ravana, is that Shishupal?
yes. Yes. Apart from these four, do you remember any other personalities?
Kamsa?
Mataji,
Kamsa is here, yes. Duryodhana is
Mataji, all the demons.
yes, all the demons. They were face to
Kamsa.
face, seeing Krishna face to face. But
Oh,
they
Mataji,
were
I
not
know.
able to say.
Mataji, anyone that Krishna killed. Anyone that Krishna killed. Or anyone that any incarnation of Krishna killed.
Yes. They were not able to get the realization that this is Lord Supreme. Why this happens to them? Because Lord mentions in Bhagavad Gita 4.3. What is the verse? You can all repeat. Saevayam maya tetya yogam prokta puratanaha
Yoga Puratanaha
bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam yetaduttamam.
Rahasyam Uttamam.
What the translation says, that very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So while Krishna is choosing to share this knowledge to Arjuna, what he says, because he is his devotee and friend. And because he is a devotee, what has happened to him? He is able to
Understand.
the transcendental mystery of the science. So he is able to understand the Lord. If one is not a devotee, he is not able to understand about Lord, his activities, and everything. And so he does not reveal himself to non-devotees. He hides himself from non-devotees. And that's why even though they were face to face, they could never understand the Lord. So fortunate actually that they could see the Lord. But they could never glorify or they could never worship or nothing, right? Yes, Advait?
At first, remember I said all the demons, but then I had to change my sentence to all the people Krishna killed, because you know how Kalya was a demon, but then Kalya understood, so Krishna let him go.
Yes.
So that's why I had to rephrase my sentence.
Yes, that's a good example. Very nice. So this is the verse where Krishna says how devotees are able to understand Krishna, so he reveals himself to them. And this is another point which is in the purport, where actually it's not this verse, the current one. It is the yesterday's verse, where he mentions all these words to Hiranyaksha mentions some of the words to Varaha, Lord Varaha. What he says, and this is a commentary by Sridhar Swami. Okay, Sridhar Swami is the Acharya who Prabhupada mentions about him a lot in the purpose. So he says that actually Hiranyaksha addressed Lord as Vanagochara. Where is it? Vanagochara is here. Do you all see that? And it says the amphibious beast, right? Mrugaha means beast. So here, actually, what Vanagochara means, it means one who is a resident of the forest. Who is a resident of the forest? Where Krishna lives, Krishna goes. He goes to the forest, right?
Yeah.
And another meaning of Vanagochara is one who lies on the water. Who lies on the water?
Vishnu.
Vishnu. Yes. So he is indirectly also glorifying the Lord. So there can be two meanings. Although he means something else, it also has the another meaning, which is good. So Vanagochara means one who is a resident of the forest and also one who lies on the water. So how these words can also be mentioned as glorifications of the Lord by who? Who's saying all this? Who's saying? Who's talking to whom in these verses? 1, 2, 3. So far we learned from yesterday. Who is speaking? Hiranyaksha is speaking to Varaha, right? He's actually mocking at him. He is not speaking so respectfully. All these words, he means some other meanings, but it also has some good meaning. And so he's indirectly glorifying the Lord. And that's what Sridhar Swami is mentioning here. Isn't it wonderful? So how in Sanskrit one word can have two meanings? There is another example, Mrigaha. It means, here it means beast, right? But it means the supreme personality sought after by great sages, saintly persons, and transcendent. And then he also addressed him as Agya. Gya means what? Jna. Knowledge is Jnan, right? Jna means knowledge. And there is no knowledge which is unknown to the Supreme Lord. It means that also. And it again means that demon said that Vishnu knows everything. So how he is trying to say here that Vishnu is Jnani, he knows everything. So it is the indirect meaning of what he said. And Sura means the demigods. Adhama means Lord of all there is. He is Lord of all the demigods. This is also one glorification. And he says that in my presence, he says, no, in my presence you cannot take away the earth. It also means in spite of my presence, you are completely able to take away the earth. This is another meaning, which is good. And then na swasti yashyasi, unless you kindly take this earth from our custody, there can be no good fortune for us. This is another good meaning. So how all these words can also have another good meaning, and this can be an indirect glorifications of the Lord by the demon Hiranyaksha, which is mentioned in the purport of this verse. Isn't it interesting? It's good, right? How the Sridhar Swami, the Acharya, right, devotee of the Lord, how they also see good from something bad, right? He's trying to actually say some disrespectful words to the Lord, but it also has good meanings, and that's what is revealing it to us here. Okay, so this was the third verse of this 18th chapter. Slowly we will move towards the other verses from tomorrow. And so we have back to Godhead reading today. Actually, I took long today, but we will read for some time. I will stop this, and since Sitaprati Mataji could not take a class this week, we will read back to Godhead today for some time. Okay. Can you all see?
Yes.
You all can raise your hands, so I will give you all chance to read one by one. It's very interesting. And do you know who he is? Whose picture is this? Anyone knows? So he is Gaur Govinda Swami, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, very, very elevated soul. And his classes are very, very powerful. And the way he was writing was also very wonderful. So we are going to read one article of Gaur Govinda Swami today. Okay, what is the title? Give Up Pride by Gaur Govinda Swami, which is apt for our topic, which is going on. Right? So let's read. Who has raised hand first? Advait, do you want to read? When was this given? Read the title also.
Okay, Mataji. A discourse given on January 20th, 1996 in Accra, Ghana, Africa.
Yes, you see the year 1996. How old is this? Okay, go ahead.
Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurashe Namaha. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani. You are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.53.
Yeah, who all know this verse? Everyone knows this. When do we say this verse?
While offering bhoga?
Yes. Yes. Do you all, any of you have the practice of offering bhoga? Do you all help your mothers in help offering? Yes? Yeah, very nice. So we recite this verse. Right? That time. Yes, go ahead, Advait. Read until here.
Okay, Maji. This is the Pranama mantra of obeisance of offering by Srila Rupa Goswami. When we pay obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we must first offer this Pranama mantra. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanyavatar, the most munificent incarnation, because he gives Krishna prema, pure love for Krishna. No other incarnation gives Krishna prema. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna, and he gives Krishna prema without discrimination. Patita Parama Nahi Bache. He never considers whether one is elevated or degraded. Thank you, Mataji.
Very nice. Who is next? Abhigya, can you read? Okay, Vrinda can go next. She's a Vrinda. Go ahead, Abhigya.
Okay, Mataji. Is Vrinda reading or Abhigya, Mataji?
Oh, okay. Vrinda, you want to go? Go ahead, Vrinda.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, most
Here, Krishna Prem.
Krishna Prema is difficult to attain even for Lord Brahma, the highest created being in the universe. So how can we get it? Only by the causeless mercy of Mahaprabhu. He never considers whether or deserves it or not gender. You get what you deserve, but Srivadan Mahaprabhu is so wonderful, merciful, that he offers Krishna Prema to one and all without discrimination. But does everyone get it? That is another question.
Thank you, Vrinda. Okay, next, Abhigya.
Okay. Following the practice of Srila Prabhupada.
Okay, read the title also. Liquid Mellow.
Liquid Mellow. Following the practice of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, Guru Govinda Maharaja, is using the word mellow for the Sanskrit word rasa, which refers to a concept for which is no exact English word exists. The first meaning of rasa in a leading Sanskrit dictionary is given as a sap or juice of plants, juice of a fruit, any liquid or fluid, the best or finest of or prime part of anything, essence, marrow. In the Vaishnava concept, rasa refers to a nectarian's taste or relationship in love for God.
So let's discuss a little bit. What do you understand from the first part? This is supposed first part. What is mentioned in here? About whom? What is the highlight?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes, it mentioned about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very nice. And who he is?
And like how he shares Krishna Prema to everything.
Yes, and without any qualification, right? He does not see who is one is qualified or not. He just gives that Krishna Prema to him. Any other point you liked? Anyone wants to share? Okay, so this one, what do you understand from this paragraph? Liquid mellow. What is mellow?
Marchi, like calm?
It
Huh?
relates to the word
Calm.
What is that? I couldn't hear.
Like if you call someone mellow, it's like calm, calmness.
Okay.
It means
But
like
here, what is it used for? Here, this
Yes.
word is used for
the word rasa.
rasa. The Sanskrit word rasa. Because it's mentioned, first meaning of rasa is a leading Sanskrit dictionary given in a Sanskrit dictionary is given this one. Okay. But actually it says, where is that? There is no exact English word which exists. Rasa is such a beautiful word that there is no exact meaning in English which we can express with correct words. So, mellow, it's mentioned as mellow because rasa means what? It's given here. It's a very simple meaning given here, but actually it's not that, right? Rasa means what? We will see that. Rasa refers to a nectarian taste or relationship in love for God. And we cannot understand that meaning just by this simple translation, right? Simple meaning which is given in the dictionary. The sap or juice of plants, juice of fruits. Right? Actually, it has a very high meaning. This is what is mentioned here. So, what is word given here for that? Mellow. Okay. Let's read next. Smriti, do you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. Have you gotten prema? No. Mahaprabhu is the giver and we are the receivers. We should receive Krishna prema, so why can't we receive it? When he gives, how can you receive? If I give you something, alright, take this. How will you take it? You will stretch out your hand and take it. So Mahaprabhu gives prema rasa, the loving mellow.
Do you want to read the verse?
Okay, Mataji. आनन्द लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमप दिव्यच्छवि सुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते.
Yes, this is a very beautiful verse. Actually, we all can memorize this verse also. Read the translation, Smriti, then we will know the meaning of this verse.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Mataji. O Lord Chaitanya Chandra, whose form is full of blissful pastimes, whose complexion is as splendid as gold, and who gives in charity the most glorious mellow of pure love for Lord Krishna, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Chaitanya Chandramrita 11.
11, yes. So I will recite this. You all please repeat this, okay? And it's a very beautiful verse. And if you get a chance, please memorize it at home. Let's read. Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya
Ananda Leela Vigrahaya
Hema Badivya Chavi Sundaraya
हेमावदिव्याच विसुन्दराय
Mai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya
Tasmai Mahapremasapadaya
Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste.
चन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते.
Namaste.
This is a beautiful glorification of Lord Chaitanya, whose form is full of blissful pastimes, whose complexion is as splendid as gold. Whose complexion he has got?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has got whose complexion? As gold.
Radharani.
So it also reminds us of Radharani, this verse. And gives in charity the most glorious mellow of pure love to Lord Krishna, of our Lord Krishna. Like it is mentioned here, how he gives away the Krishna prema very easily to everyone. Right? Let's read the next verse. Abhinav.
Starting from Mahaprema Rasa.
Yes.
Mahaprema Rasa. Rasa means mellow. It is a liquid thing. When we speak of mellow, rasa, it is not a solid thing. It is liquid. Prema rasa is to be tasted, relished. So Mahaprabhu is the giver and we are the receivers. But how can we receive it? You may stretch out your hand and say, yes, give me, give me, give me. But this is mellow. If someone gives you some mellow, you should approach with a container, a receptacle in which to receive it. And if there are holes in your container, how can you receive it? Everything will pour out. So what type of container will we approach Mahaprabhu to receive the prema rasa he's given?
Okay. Who is next? Interesting, right? Janvi. Janvi, do you want to read?
Mataji, where it's quoted?
Yeah, I highlighted it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
To the just with a pot filled with brim with filthy, nasty things. How can you get Ganges water? You must examine the pot and see whether it is suitable or not. If it is filled with filthy things, first remove them and wash it out. Empty it, then you can go and get Ganges water. Similarly, Mahaprabhu is giving Premarasi, the loving mellow. So how can we approach him with that kind container? Do you know?
Yes, it's very interesting. Okay, tell me what all you understand from this. Share your realization. It gives the example. Rasa mellow means what? It's liquid or solid?
It's liquid.
It's liquid. So how do we receive the liquid? In hands? Or it's better to take it in a pot? We go with a
Pot.
container, right?
Pot.
Yeah. And then if the container is not clean, it's filthy, or if it has holes, like he gives the example of Ganga. Like if you go to Ganges, and if you want to take her water, would you take a very dirty pot? Or which pot? What kind of a pot would you take?
Clean pot.
Clean pot. And you might even take a new pot or a silver. You can just go to any levels to just receive it very nicely, respectfully, because it's Mother Ganges, right? So why is giving this example here? It's given here in the last line. How can we approach him? Whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And with what kind of container? How we can approach to receive that love? That's what he is giving. So let's read. Let's see how you understand it. So Devi?
Another question arises. You can put cow's milk in an earthen pot, but can you put lioness's milk in an earthen pot? No, because lioness's milk is very strong. If you put
it in a
an earthen pot which is porous, it will crack everything. It'll crack and everything will pour out. To get a lioness's milk, you need a golden pot. Similarly, Mahaprabhu gives Premarasa, the loving mellow, and you must approach him with the proper non-porous nectar container.
Okay, very nice. Isha, do you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. It is said that Chaitanya is like a lion. Chaitanya is Simba. He roars like a lion. He has the shoulders of and waist of a lion. He was born on the full moon evening on the month of Halagana during the zodiac conjunction of Leo, the lion. Therefore, he is Simba, Chaitanya Simba. So when he gives Prema Rasa, the type of container is required to receive it. The proper container is the heart. You cannot receive it with your hand or any other container. Its container is your heart. With the container, you can get the Prema Rasa given by Mahaprabhu.
Yes. Now, did you all understand what he's trying to say? He's on his Govind Swami Maharaj. You understood? Who wants to share something about it? Who is that? Smriti, you want to share?
Yes, Mataji. I think this section says that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like a lion, and whatever he gives, the medal he gives, you should receive it in the proper container, which is the heart.
Yes, very nice. Anything else? Anybody wants to share anything? Okay, I think the time is getting over, so I will just share it. What he's saying here, what is the best way of receiving it? The container of your heart. So he's comparing it with a pot. Like we need a clean pot, right? So how the heart also should be? Can we go with so many bad things in the heart, with pride and envy and greediness and everything in the heart? Heart should also be clean, right? Like how a pot should be clean when we go to the water, go to the Ganges. The pot should be clean, and that's how our heart also should be clean, and that's how we can approach the Lord. What to receive? What we are going to receive? We read everything.
Premarasa.
Premarasa, yes, that mellow. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is just sitting there and giving like charity, he's just giving it to everybody. We should take an advantage and just take it from him with a pure heart. But that's what it means. Our consciousness should be clean. We cannot go to him with so many bad qualities or bad things in our heart and still go and then receive it. No. That's why he's given the example of a pot. Okay, we will stop here. Isn't it interesting? His writings are very, very beautiful, and his classes are also very nice. So we will try to read more and more. Okay, so we will stop here. Thank you so much. It was very nice to read with you all today.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Bye
Mataji.
bye. Closing the call for today.
Hare
Hari Bol.
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.